I went to the most haunted tattoo shop in the world, the Convent Tattoo in Deptford, New Jersey. This place has artwork by serial killers.
Richard Ramirez, a Night Stalker. He originally sent me this piece for my birthday.
Dolls believed to be possessed by demons, 7 real human skeletons. My butt was even touched. And we even solved a mystery and made a non-human friend.
SpongeBob Barbie?
SpongeBob Barbie.
I can't even make this up.
I genuinely warn you that the hauntings that happened here prior to these objects isn't a nice one. I felt very trapped. I felt very tricked. I felt like someone wanted to keep me in the basement, wanted to keep me down there in the dark, confused and alone and unable to determine who, what, or anything was around me. Same thing with the closet. Like, that's violent. Pulling a chain.
Right, that's not...
Yeah, and that's not a kid, but why is it giggling like one?
Because it's trying to deceive you.
Yep, like that, and just... Listen,
Right.
Like, as we talked before this about religious stuff, you know this. I grew up
that's exactly where my brain was.
Listen, like, indoctrinated in religion, so just please believe me, like, because there's not a lot of things that I believe in, honestly.
So, I didn't expect to buy a haunted tattoo studio. That wasn't my plan. It's not that I wasn't a believer, but I was kind of skeptic myself until I started working in here.
Yeah.
It's literally just... Doesn't usually have this problem.
Well,
very on brand.
This is what we can do.
So, thank God we can do the rainbow. That's the only option we
That's
have.
what the ghosts want.
Pride Month here, Bill.
I like these guys.
Ghost for days.
That is so...
American stroke again.
Oh, what is
People that have ever
happening?
It likes red.
Keep it on red.
They like red. Wait, no, it's changing.
It's just like changing
I'm being serious. I'm not joking. Every time they've ever come in here, everybody always has issues. Channel 6 had issues. Colin had issues.
I got it. Okay, red it is.
My name is Sophie, and I am the co-owner of the Convent. I bought it in 2014. I bought it for a tattoo studio. It was an abandoned building. It sat here vacant for 3.5 years. It had a few different owners. Come to find out later on that it was 2 buildings that were actually married together from an architect who had the building before I did. The part that we're in right now is the tattoo area, and it also connects to the upstairs. Within the first week of us doing construction and destruction to the property, we started having some issues. Footsteps. We just chalked it up to the ground settling, putting in floorboards. Then the activity started to gradually pick up and got quiet for a while. So I figured it was residual, it went away, whatever. Go 8 months after we opened, and that was when it started to really kick up. Customers started to get touched. We couldn't walk in here without something happening, something falling off the wall. People getting grabbed. That's always a fun one. You know, we have so much activity in here. I mean, like I said, I could write a book. I could probably write several books. The lightning is crazy tonight.
It is stormy. Look how creepy it looks outside. Oh!
It's a great night. Great night for an investigation.
It really is!
When they want to communicate, they'll either set off their bullet light or they'll set off their cat ball. And that's how a lot of times too, myself and the rest of the staff know that they're ready to communicate or they have the energy to do so. This is basically if a cat was to swat it, the little ball here, so I'm going to tap it, that's how that ball goes on. These bullet lights, we just turn them slightly, just enough that they can set them off themselves. See how that'll glow? Now unfortunately with the bullet light, we do have to come and reset them ourselves unless the spirit is strong enough to turn it off. So it's just enough turn, kind of like the flashlight trick that you see in a lot of paranormal shows. Same idea, but it's with these lights instead.
Do you know, like, if it was built over, like, some sort of, like, burial ground? Do you have any idea?
So we've been trying to research the property for many years. Every time I can get a tidbit or go to the Historical Society, we always try to get a little bit more information about it. So one thing I can tell you about this property, yes, it was abandoned, sat here vacant for about 3.5 years. If you look at it from Google Earth, shockingly this property's shape is the shape of an elongated triangle, so number one. Number two, there is water that does run underneath of this building, which makes it almost a hot spot for anything paranormal. And the fact that all of this town, which is Deptford, New Jersey, was basically Indian burial ground. So this was Native American burial ground. So we have gotten some different languages on a lot of EVPs, that we don't know what they are, and I think it's a lost language. We actually have 7 real human skeletons. We have 5 males and 2 females. This gentleman right here is our newest one. This is Lafayette. This would be Cornelius. This is Mortimer, who is actually a real Oddfellows skeleton. If anybody knows the Order of the Oddfellows, look them up. If you don't, pretty cool story. That right there would be Mr. Cyrus. This little lady over here with Jeremy, who is one of our all-time favorite poltergeists, that would be Violet.
Wait, Jeremy?
Yes,
This
Jeremy.
Jeremy on top?
Yeah, Jeremy on top. We give him the highlight right there. And the 2 that are behind you, these were the first 2 I ever had. This was my first one. This is Orville, and that is his friend Olive.
How do you acquire real human skeletons?
There are a lot of people that specialize in human bone trade. Let's just clear the record. It is not illegal in certain states to own human bones.
I figured it was
human
legal in New
skeletons.
Jersey.
And we respect them. We're not using them for rituals and all this other crazy stuff. So we can actually have them. They were medical specimens. So somebody donated their bodies to science. So it's actually a learning skeleton, we like to call them. We use them also too in our art. So if we need to do a skeleton, a skull, guess who we use?
That makes sense.
Let me just explain one thing. Before anything was even in this studio, we were having issues. We kind of chalked it up to, we don't want people to know because we don't want people to be afraid to come here.
Right. That wouldn't be great.
And that was our biggest thing. We tried to keep it quiet. Every time somebody would get touched or grabbed, we'd be like, it was a bug. We would make something up because we didn't want people to fear this place.
Totally, that makes sense.
So a lot of people think that, they'll sit here and make comments, I'm sure, it's because she has skeletons. It's because she has haunted dolls or haunted objects or church pews. It's not the case. This was here, whatever was here before any of these artifacts came in. That's one thing that has always bothered us about this place is because people think, get rid of this and get rid of that. You don't know. I don't know why it's just here. It is here because it's here. It's a building, it's a property, it's land, and that's all we can tell you right now. Wasn't an intention to have a haunted shop, but now we do.
What?
That's Tom. He's actually from the Dossier School for Boys. Unfortunately, he was an abused child. Tom is really sweet. Tom can actually move his truck. Thanks, buddy. Wasn't an intention to have a haunted shop. He can actually push his truck off of there. He came from a lady who was documenting him constantly every night, and she's also a paranormal investigator, and she has the footage too of him throwing the truck off. But every time he lights up, he gets a little bit worried that he's going to get in trouble. That's why we always compliment him and tell him it's okay. Yeah, they're pretty active tonight, but especially little Tom there. He's
Tom's just trying to say hi.
Hey, Tom, you want to say hi? Everybody's watching you now.
Put a chair maybe just by these dolls? Is that... I don't know. Oh, wait, Tom said hi. Bye, Tom.
Yeah, Tom. You see that little porcelain doll over there?
Oh.
It's a German thing, so Kira would know about it.
Oh my god.
Should we go over with you to get the flashlight from Monty?
I wasn't sure if Monty was like a living person.
Tim, hey.
They're all talking right
Hey,
now.
sweetie.
Today, I brought along paranormal virgins, Garrett and Kira.
Why am I holding the spirit finder?
Wait, it's still not getting in focus in this room.
Yeah, that's the portal.
Yeah.
This is the portal?
Yeah.
I'm standing in the portal?
Yeah, welcome.
Oh.
You will hear a lot of voices and footsteps in this hallway.
And we just finished up with one of my tattoos, and we were standing right over there. Sophie was like painting or something with the trim. I was just standing there talking to her, and then out of the corner of my eye, right next to me was like this like white translucent shadow, and you could clearly make out like a head and a chest that weren't really connected, but you can see it was a head and a chest of like a tall man. And as soon as I went to look at it, it was gone. And then right after that, the back of my neck and the back of my arm got really cold. And it was weird. It was weird. Never experienced anything like that before.
This is Philip back here, the bigger one. If you look up here, he actually has a Beyonce magazine. And that's because when we got him, we found out that he really likes women. We gave him the magazine to make him happy, and we thought it was a funny, thing we would always talk about during the, when people would come in the shop and whatever, and they would ask about the magazine. And the other day, we had women come in who were tubing, so they had bikini tops on. And when I tell you, Philip hasn't lit up in a while.
Huh?
Philip went crazy.
He was into
the whole
it.
time they were here.
Bobby? Wow.
We're here from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., not your typical tattoo shop hours. And there is a reason for that, because after dusk starts, that's when we always say the big boys come out and play. It gets very heavy in here. A lot of issues, a lot of talking, a lot of malfunctions with our equipment. Things turn on and off. The lights will start to flicker. They will turn off by themselves, turn back on. I've had my electrician. He's checked the lights a billion times. There's nothing wrong.
My experiences all hinder around 2020. It was back when she had hours until 8 o'clock. So she was working on my stomach piece. We were here for 6.5 hours. And as she's touching me, no one else is here, okay? The glass canisters with the glass tops that hold like cloth or sanitizer, the lid of it came off and like ran across the ground. And it's not something you can just pick up. Like, it's not something that it can't pop off. Sophie stopped tattooing me because she thought she knocked something off. So we see this glass top rolling across the floor. You can pull it off, but it seals. It was weird. It didn't make sense. I felt like we did something that must have made it tip right. This was the moment where I was becoming less skeptical and being like, okay, we're all the way over here at the station. That's happening all the way over there. No one else is here. There's no wind. There's no reason. No one bumped anything.
Nicholas Clow, he was called the Vampire of Paris. He's in France. He killed someone in the 90s. He did his 12-year life sentence. He's now on Facebook. He does commission pieces. He uses his own blood. He'll slash his wrist and splatter the paintings for you. This is a painting he did for me, Henry Lee Lucas, an artist tool. This is a painting of the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. Mm-hmm. This is Casey, of course, Zodiac, and this is a self-portrait of Nicholas. And like I said, he's out of prison. He's on Facebook. He does commissions. He's an amazing artist. Even though he's not well known, people are drawn to his pieces. Some of the bigger names, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. This is a handwritten letter from Ramirez. It's not a copy. It's an original. Nothing here is copies. It's all original pieces.
I love it.
This is a Polaroid of Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and his then wife, Doreen, in the San Quentin visiting room back in the 90s. It's a real Polaroid.
So I've been working here for 2 weeks, and I think every single day that I've been here 6 days a week, something crazy has happened. There was one night Soph and I were calming down and cleaning up and everything, and we were standing right there by Cody Station, and all of a sudden we heard a whistle, and thank God I was recording. We heard a whistle go from back there straight through to the museum area, and we kind of stopped and looked at each other like, hey, did you hear that? And so then later I went home and I looked back at my footage, and if you listen to it with headphones on, you could hear the whistle go from one ear to the other straight across the room. It was really cool.
What was
I
that?
was sitting in my station and I felt a tap on the back of my head, and I thought Eric had thrown something at me, and he swears he didn't, and there was no big flies in the shop. Being tapped on the back of my head was...
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's something.
Did it feel like a hand, or did it just feel
No,
like
it felt like maybe one finger or like
Okay.
a thumb, yeah. But it was definitely a tap. It wasn't like I didn't imagine it.
I had the same experience as Cody about maybe 2 days prior to him getting tapped on the head. I also got tapped on the head. I was actually working on a client, and then all of a sudden I get tapped. I kind of stopped. Like, I felt the fabric of my hat literally dimple into my head and move my hairs, and I was like kind of shell shocked. I stood up and I was like looking for something that might have fallen from the ceiling and hit my head, or like a bug or something on the floor, and I couldn't find anything. So I actually asked Sophie to play the cameras back to see if there was anything that might have hit my head. And when we played it back, actually it glitched out at the moment that it hit my head.
Mark David Chapman that assassinated John Lennon, when he was convicted in 1981 and sent to Attica prison, this was his very first prison ID. He wore that on his shirt in prison. Patricia Krenwinkel of the Manson family.
Right.
This was one of her prison IDs from 2013. She actually had it on her shirt around prison, and that was her ID in prison. This right here is a handwritten letter from the BTK killer, Dennis Rader. Dennis L. Rader. He drew some artwork on it. He initialed it. This is a drawing by Richard Ramirez, a Night Stalker. The interesting story on this piece is he originally sent me this piece in 1997 for my birthday. I had started writing Richard back in the 90s, and we got in touch. He asked me for my phone number, gave him my phone number. He called me and he propositioned me to sell his artwork. He's been in prison. He was in prison since 1984. He wanted me to sell his artwork at flea markets. So, he had no concept of eBay. This is in 97. He had no concept of eBay. So.
Oh, was he still in prison when eBay became a thing?
He went to prison in 85. I got in touch with him in 97. So yeah, eBay was kind of the rage in the late 90s. So anyway, I started selling artwork on his artwork on eBay, and it fucking took off. I mean, I sold so much. All throughout my career of selling the serial killer shit, Richard Ramirez has always been just his stuff. I could never keep it in stock. Anyways, he had sent me this for my birthday in 1997. I had sold it. I got it back. I sold it again. Got it back. And then years later, it's how I met Sophia. She had purchased this from me, and she was going through a divorce at the time, and I lived in Florida. We became friends online, and she had bought this from me. That's how I moved up here, because Sophia. So this piece right here has always been just a really cool, special piece. For one, Ramirez gave me this for my birthday 25 years ago, and for two, it's how me and Sophia got together. She didn't know me. She just bought it from some guy that runs a murderabilia website on the internet, who was me. And long story short, here I am living in Jersey.
Wow.
All right,
Who knew that Richard Ramirez could bring people together?
Hey, Night Stalker.
There's a headstone here.
We have a few, actually.
Is that an actual headstone?
Yes, that's an actual headstone.
When we first got to see it, it was a dirt cement ground. There was siding and roofing all over, and old pieces of construction, like buckets from Home Depot and stuff like that. So there's a light, downstairs in the middle, okay? I'm big black trash bag, just get my stuff, turns off. So I'm pitch black, and I'm just like, okay, because dark doesn't scare me, I'm all right. Electrical problems happen, right? And then I hear creaking on the stairs. And I'm just thinking it's probably Sophie, or anyone, hopefully, coming downstairs. Light comes back on. Also, no one did anything to a switch, by the way. It was on the entire time. No one was on the stairs. Sophie was up there. So I was a whole floor plus. No one was here. There's no reason for any lights to turn on and off. There's no reason I should be hearing any footsteps.
They got their Christmas trees.
Aw, do you guys decorate for Christmas?
Once it detects your shadow, it'll play music, so even if you have it and you walk away, you can still hear it.
We have the Flux 2. This thing's phenomenal because when it's on, if something walks past it, male will turn to red, female will turn to green, or you can get yes, no answers. Yes is, of course, green. No is, of course, red. Can you walk in front of that again for me, please?
Oh.
Thank you. Oh, we have a female. Hi, if you're next to that, if you're Bertha, could you let us know? Could you please step away from that for us? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bertha, if that's you, you can say hi. Well, the reason that I pointed it into this direction was because this is where a lot of times investigators will see a shadow man.
Hey, Bertha.
That's a male.
Oh.
Or that's a no.
Well, when we asked if it was Bertha, it didn't stay there. It kept breathing, so maybe it's not Bertha.
Maybe there's a difference. Oh.
Is someone else here with us?
Does anything ever happen in the piercing room?
Oh, all the time. We do get a lot of voices in the piercing room, as well as people have seen shadows of people peeking around the corner when they're getting pierced. We've had a lot of employees get their shirts tugged.
This is my killer clown wall. This wall right here is badass. All these are original oil paintings from Gacy himself. He dressed up as Pogo the Clown. He painted Pogo the Clown in prison. I was fortunate enough to end up with 2 of them. He would draw Disney. He would draw 7 dwarfs. This painting is called Hi Ho in the Mine. He really enjoyed drawing dwarfs. It was one of his things. This painting is called Hollywood Monsters. He only did 3 or 4 of these paintings right here. Signed John Wayne Gacy photo.
When did he sign it?
Just at some point in prison. You know, he was executed in 94.
People just gave him like photos of himself to sign?
Oh hell yeah, he loved doing it. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, here, let me show you the back of this painting.
Yeah.
He would write messages, little thank yous to people. And Gacy like reveled in the whole serial killer notoriety. He was in Menard prison and he pretty much had to run the prison. The guards let him use the phone. The guards
really?
let him have visitors back in his cell. Yeah, he got away with all kind of shit in prison. But anyways, this is a message from Gacy.
Wow.
Enjoy Pogo as much as I enjoyed doing it for you. Best wishes, John Wayne Gacy. And then he signed it again right here.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's a real Gacy. It's one of my prized possessions. Yep.
That's wild. Especially that you have 2.
I want 3.
How much do these paintings run?
I sell these anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000 to $9,000.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pricey. You figure he's been...
I mean, that's what I figured they'd be around.
He's been executed since 94, so he hasn't been alive for 30
Yeah,
years.
I mean,
so
no one else is going to be making those.
Right. You'll see people trying to sell these once in a while for $15,000. No, that's on my website.
Plug your website.
SerialKillersInc.net.
Awesome.
I sell these for around $8,000. He drew what he called skull clowns. This is one of his skull clowns. It's a marker version. But what makes this really cool is he dipped his hand in red paint, and that's a real Gacy handprint right there. That's the man's
see my
hand.
hands next to him.
He would strangle you.
I love this stuff.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, he's from Illinois. Represent.
Oh yeah. And he was handsome. Wasn't he handsome? Yes, the fuck he was.
You see, I don't think he is, but
he's my man. He's my man crush.
2 of our demonics here are red, and this little lady who literally...
Another Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, another
Just
Raggedy
like
Ann.
Annabelle.
For some reason, the funny spirits or the comedic spirits love to attach to the jesters or clowns.
So
and a lot of people fear clowns.
Your demonic ones are locked up.
Yeah, most of them. And the only reason that we keep them like that is if they're sent to us in cases, we tend to keep them encased, only because, you know, if their energy is a lot heavier, sometimes the encasement and the rosaries do help with keeping some of their energy contained.
Can't touch them, right?
And that's the thing too. A lot of times we've gotten demonic dolls in here that we didn't know, and they immediately made the entire staff sick. We've gotten headaches, we've gotten nausea, and you can kind of tell when you don't have a very friendly spirit, I guess is the best way to put it. And like I said, I'm not a fucking expert in this. I'm just going off of what people have sent me. I just know our spirits here and what they're capable of and what they can do and what they have done. So this is where we keep some of our demonics. The only reason we kind of case them here, because I don't really have another section to put them in, and I do keep them away from a lot of our other kids and a lot of our other friendly spirits. I think with demonics, sometimes they are misunderstood as well. I don't think people give them the proper respect. And, you know, if you're going to provoke something, you better know what the hook you're doing, because you know what? If you don't, that's on you. This is kind of a cool piece. So that's an exorcist cross that does have multiple priests actually attached to it. And we have had many responses of very ordained Catholic-y sort of, you know, priests come through when we've done work with this. I have a lot of friends in law enforcement. Occasionally they'll park in the parking lot if it's late at night, or if they're, you know, waiting for a call, or if they're doing paperwork. I had a friend who was actually in our parking lot one night, and he texted me at 3 a.m. He goes, "Hey, I know you're sleeping, but let me tell you something. I'm never parking in your lot again. I swore 2 people were walking up to my car. There was nobody there.
Like shadows.
Yeah, like big shadows." And he goes, "It was definitely human form." We've had it where
that was so scary.
He was freaked out, and he's been here before, so he's dealt with the spirits in here. The spirits here tend to set off the burglar alarm. And trust me, again, I've debunked it. ADT has been out multiple times. There is nothing wrong with our system, but they will set off the burglar alarm where it'll say motion in the front office, motion in the back. And a lot of times when the cops come here, they're kind of afraid to come in. If they don't see anything open or ajar, they're like, do I have to go in? I'm like, just go in.
The worst one is going to be upstairs.
I'd rather hang out in the basement than the upstairs.
We should go upstairs.
Okay.
When I was placing the balls, I placed them along the staircase. And one of the places that I put them was on that little top shelf. Think of it. What, up here? Oh,
Maybe if
I don't like that. Okay.
That's where my phone went.
That's where I
also,
felt
if you-
terrified putting
Do
it
you
on that
see
top shelf.
That corner right there?
That
Where the
corner?
two walls meet?
Yeah.
Today, Sophie and I were walking down the stairs. I had just hung that thing right there. You know when you open like an old, like dusty book?
Oh.
It just had that, and like I said, I just hung that. We've never smelled anything like that. I put my phone right here facing this way. That's when my phone it didn't even die. It was totally just turned off. And when the tattoo artist Amber actually came to get me, I was at the front. And she said, hey, you have a light party going on, you might want to check it out. I came up here, it was like a disco. Every single light, every single bulb light that you see up here was on. I just, right here, stand right here, see if you can smell it.
Oh wow, you can just feel like the air, the difference in the air, like right here and right there.
That old book smell totally goes away. It's certain areas, we can't figure it out because it moves.
Oh yeah, it goes away once you get up here.
It is that, and that's how it was today, but it wasn't right there, it was right in that corner.
I guess the craziest thing was actually one of the very first times that we knew that there was something wrong here. I was tattooing one of my clients that I've known her for years. We were actually in the chair that is my tattoo station that you see around us. And in this chair right here, as it was the end of the night, it was around 6 o'clock at night, her and I were just finishing up. We started to hear very, very, very heavy boots coming from right above us. I actually thought it was somebody had broken in, or I thought somebody was living in my walls. That's how loud it was. Her and I stopped. We got quiet. She was ready to call the police because we really thought somebody was in here, and it was just her and I in here. As soon as it got to the bottom of the steps, it started to dissipate and it got silent. You know, that was one of the most memorable moments because it was so clear. It's so clear. Things have started to come from upstairs, come down, and now the entire shop is haunted.
I think there was something over there,
Over where?
like near these dolls.
What is something?
I don't know. I just saw something move.
So I'm gonna throw the red ball and the blue ball. And you can toss them back whenever you want. Where did it go?
One went under the sink,
It went under the sink.
or like the counter.
One's under the counter, and one's around the corner. And we'll come back, and we'll see if you did anything with them. We would love to play with you, but if you don't want to play with us, we'll respect it.
Sorry, Grace isn't the best at throwing.
I keep feeling things like on the back of my ankles, and I don't like it.
Like what?
I don't know, like of a feather.
Not the New Balances.
New Balances made an appearance.
It's like a cat like walks past you and like you feel their tail, like something like that.
That's weird because I haven't felt anything like on my body at all.
Would you like lights out?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
I feel like we're in church.
Sitting in the pews. We actually are like all sitting in a line of the pew.
Oh, I do not like being so close to the staircase.
Want to switch spots?
Yes.
Oh, you're also like right next to a dog.
Oh. Yeah, I felt weird.
Which dogs were you next to?
I was next to.
Ooh, it's really warm right here.
It is.
Like right by the dogs.
This is our new toy. It's a tripwire, and it kind of detects like EMF or footsteps, or if somebody comes up and wants to touch it, what will happen is these will turn different colors. See, I'm not a ghost, so it's not turning different colors for me. But see, that's basically what will happen if something touches it, or some kind of an electromagnetic field. But I'm touching these two together, so it's changing.
Oh wow. It just like 4 of them went off.
Oh.
They want it to be abused.
Oh no.
Do you like like that song, or were you trying to relay a message?
What if I came and sat with you?
Oh, right behind you.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You want to come over here?
Oh.
This one's named Grace.
Oh, maybe is it Grace that's trying to talk to you?
Grace.
Wait!
Oh!
Grace, are you trying to sit with Grace?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of look like each other. You got the dark hair, the pale skin.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Hi, Grace.
Grace, was that you or was that your friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We're gonna move over here. See if these friends have anything to say.
Oh.
Oh, the lights went again. Oh, the lights went again.
Oh, you want me back over? I can come back over there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming.
Don't leave.
I'm coming. Don't you run.
Oh, they just said stay.
Aw, is Grace trying to be with my girl? Oh, SpongeBob Barbie's over here too.
I'm sure you're communicating with SpongeBob Barbie.
SpongeBob Barbie?
SpongeBob Barbie might be playing some jokes. Oh.
Oh my god.
What?
They
The
all
lights went off.
Wait, SpongeBob Barbie? Have I been talking to you this whole time?
I think SpongeBob Barbie. Oh. They just flickered. Oh.
Would someone else like to give it a try?
You just gotta hit behind you again.
Yeah. Garrett, do you want to sit in the circle? They said yes. Come, Garrett. Oh my gosh, it says Grace.
Hi, friends.
Garrett, say hi to SpongeBob Barbie.
Hi, SpongeBob Barbie.
Maybe talk to my girl Grace.
Grace really wants people to talk to her.
Where are we going?
Hospital?
She's from the
Hospital.
No,
she's from the Rockwood Cemetery.
Girl talk.
Grace, is that you? I love your hat. You're homesick?
She kind of looks like Molly.
She does look like Molly. Are those your friends under you as well? Oh, did you feel something?
I don't know.
What just happened?
I'm feeling something touch my butt.
No, I just fell
I'm feeling something touch my butt. Like a palm.
God.
Is Philip a butt toucher?
Philip, is that you?
He loves his women.
He loves his women.
He really likes women.
Philip. You know that's not nice.
That's not very gentlemanly.
Wait. SpongeBob Barbie, was that you? Oh, that was weird. I felt something like tap me on the side. Like I literally felt something touch my side right after Grace got her butt touched. And I was like, oh.
They just wanted two women in the circle so that they could tap some ass.
Oh, they did.
They did want two women in the circle, okay. Do you have friends playing with you, SpongeBob Barbie? Oh, that was immediate. Ironic. Who said ironic? You're gonna have a photo op moment. Oh,
This is SpongeBob
what was that?
Barbie.
I heard it too.
Was that the ball?
Oh my god, the ball's in the middle of the kitchen.
Wait, both of them are. But one of them went under the sink. Both of them
The
are
blue
in the middle
and
of the
the red.
kitchen, but one went under the sink.
Downstairs, there was a bang when you guys went that way. As soon as you guys walked away, and then there was mumbling, talking, and down there.
Why am I missing all the bangs? The bangs are so cool.
Oh, okay. That just flickered.
If that's you, can you maybe turn on your light so we know who we're talking to?
Does SpongeBob Barbie have a light?
SpongeBob
They're about
Barbie
to.
isn't haunted, but I'm telling you right now, we're about ready to give him one.
Oh, SpongeBob Barbie. Was that you? Maybe a spirit transferred over to
It
SpongeBob
very well
Barbie.
could have happened. Yeah, I'm kind of starting to think that now.
Transfer over to SpongeBob Barbie.
Frankie,
Yes?
what if that's Jessie?
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
What if Jessie jumped into SpongeBob when she fell and broke?
It was my second day here. First thing that ever happened to me, I went to the break room, and as I was coming back, I noticed a doll on the floor. Broken face everywhere. That doll was not there when I went into the break room.
Jesse, if that's you, can you touch one of these lights for me?
Or do you like SpongeBob Barbie
Did you hear
now?
that?
Yeah. That's a solid new vessel, if that's what you picked.
Oh, we got a tap.
Jesse, do you like SpongeBob Barbie more than Jesse?
Is that how we should refer to you?
That's a complicated question.
Jesse, if that's you, are you happy in your new vessel?
Yeah?
Aww. So you found a new vessel.
I wish I was a SpongeBob Barbie, just like you.
You even have a.
Oh!
Oh, she knows it! She knows it!
I think Garrett's favorite experience was with SpongeBob Barbie.
SpongeBob Barbie has convinced me that the ghosts are real. Jesse, do you know what SpongeBob is? Do you know how privileged you are? And do you know what Barbie is? Hi, Jesse.
Do you like all these people in here?
Would you maybe be able to use the blue triangle with us?
Yes or no?
I would say deep no.
Okay, we don't have to use that. Jesse, do you
I
want
have
one
3.
of those balls? Wow. Yeah, they all went
I
off.
have one.
She does want a ball.
Jesse, I'm so glad that I made a friend tonight.
We got Jessie a ball!
Woo!
She's in mint condition, isn't she?
Absolutely, never open.
Jesse, you are like pure. I have a new best friend, and her name is SpongeBob Barbie. But apparently it's really Jessie, but we got along pretty well. So now if anyone asks me if I've had a paranormal experience, I can tell them that I talked to SpongeBob Barbie. You even have a keychain with you. Yeah, I know you have a keychain.
Is he your friend, the SpongeBob keychain?
Are you in the keychain or the doll?
Jessie might need to like figure out the whole ball situation because Jessie just got the ball.
Yeah, and Jesse's kind of like in the box outside the ball.
It's a lot of energy.
Jesse, I really like your pigtails.
Did you touch my booty?
Did Philip touch the booty? Did someone touch the booty? Or is Grace crazy?
I swear I'm not. Like,
I just wanted the lights to go off when I said you're crazy, but they didn't.
Did Grace touch Did Grace from Rockwood Cemetery touch Grace from Brooklyn's booty?
I wonder if she doesn't want to tell on the person.
Oh, are you embarrassed?
Are you embarrassed?
You won't be in trouble.
You just
Are you a little
surprised me. I kind of liked it.
Oh.
Okay, so was that Jessie? Was that Philip?
Was it Grace?
They're not gonna tell us.
Well, whoever it was, it really made Grace's night.
Grace really believes you're real, and she liked the validation that she's not a crazy person.
Grace is still a crazy person.
They're like, yes, she's crazy.
Thank you. I needed that.
Oh,
You're welcome.
They're reaffirming me a lot.
they're like Garrett.
If that's you talking to us, can you light up one of your lights so we know who we're talking to, please?
Well, we don't know if Philip's down. Like, his light's all the way downstairs.
It's probably going crazy.
Do you think Philip would come all the way up here?
He would do anything for
that booty. Philip was like, no one will suspect me.
Philip is an ass man.
Good for him.
Just like Chris Evans.
Okay.
Oh!
Is an ass man.
Just like Chris Evans. Oh! Okay, Philip. We see you.
Yeah, I bet Philip's going crazy down there.
Does Philip like Chris Evans? Is he a role model for you? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Chris Evans, man.
Oh, yeah.
Your dolls really keep up with the pop culture.
Yeah, they do.
Do you like play TV for them or something?
Actually do.
Chris Evans is a popular guy.
Yeah.
He's a good role model.
Have you ever seen Thor?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like That was like a maybe, yeah.
That
Like
was like a lie.
maybe they saw like a little bit of it.
You realize Chris
And
Evans
then
is
somebody,
not
like,
Thor.
changed it. Wait, Chris Evans isn't Thor? Wait,
Chris
no.
Evans is Captain
Oh,
America.
have you seen Captain America?
There we
Yes,
go.
yes.
There we go.
Okay.
Confusing.
Maybe Philip was a little confused by your question.
I'm not very up on my
Marvel?
Yeah, you need to work on that.
superheroes, but I know a lot about SpongeBob Barbie.
What about Jessie? Jessie looks so cute. Energy. Do you feel energy?
Oh, look at the little clapping monkey.
There's another one upstairs.
They're like, girl, go back to the gym. Is the struggle real?
Suck my dick? Did you see that?
Okay, pals. I'm gonna head out.
Oh? Was that wait?
I heard wait just a second.
Do you have any last things to tell me?
Uh-huh. Who's speaking with us?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna say goodbye now.
When you guys were joking about SpongeBob Barbie, it came up as comedy. So they must have been really enjoying you guys.
But then it came up as demon when you were talking about that corner.
Yeah, and then when you kept asking your name, it came up as Grace. Apparently something must have attached to one of us one day that we came back from a gallery that has haunted objects as well. So we were all really sick. We were all in a lot of pain. We could barely move or talk. She was a demonologist. She was fantastic. And she basically told us that, it's not a spirit in the sense of a spirit. It's an it. She says, I can't tell you it's an elemental. It's not human. It's not demonic. But it's an it. She said he's either going to be your best friend or your worst enemy or your biggest protector. And so far, we've given him juice boxes. We've given him candy, and he seems to be very, very happy. But apparently, as we were talking about that and we weren't recording, all of the lights kept flashing around Frankie.
How do you give the ghosts or the spirits juice boxes and candy?
We just leave it up there. It's almost as an offering. So that there are juice boxes in that corner, if you see them, and we just leave them there. We let them have their thing. Sometimes giving sweets, apparently to some spirits, really helps.
There's a closet off to the left, and if you go in it, it becomes kind of like this weird triangular crawl space with a chain like pole light. When I was organizing all the plastic bins up there, for the life of me, clear as day, like a little kid giggling in the closet, like he was hiding, genuinely. So I go in and I look. Everything's fine. I just chalk it up to, okay, I'm being paranoid. I'm here by myself. It's all me. And then I hear the chain for the light smack the wall. And I mean like someone like pulled it from it. Like I don't know how else to explain it, but when I went back into the closet, chain broken, part of it is on the ground. And I'm just like, okay, this is weird. I just want to like get away from this space because it doesn't feel good. It just almost felt like something was trapped, right? Or trying to trap me.
The closet is actually right around this corner.
Oh.
Almost like a cubby hole.
Oh, like
that
where around the
and we used to get a lot of shadow figures that came out of that closet when we were first opening here. It was insanity.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
What was that?
Creaking? The creaking?
I honestly heard her like go, oh.
I heard like a...
Sometimes that corner will actually block out light, and there is no light in that corner.
Interesting.
So where you see that white piece of trim, it will actually get almost pitch black and then come back again. So it's almost like something is sitting in that. Yeah. It's almost as something is sitting in that corner.
Garrett, I thought you were standing right, like, on the other side of my shoulder.
Oh. No, he hasn't moved.
No, I saw like not by my head, like I saw like a
Oh, they're green.
and the lights are, oh my gosh.
I feel a little uneasy.
Yeah. I kind of feel like almost like my like a little tension in my chest. Maybe.
Yes,
That
that
tends to happen up here. Is it? Wait, I don't know what it looks like.
Oh my god!
You're like, babe,
yeah, like that's like a severe.
Like a scrap.
Oh my god. You're like scratched.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
like
were
that's like-
sitting in
that's
that
right in
circle.
the center.
They
too.
were like, it's time to go.
Did you feel the burn?
A little. It was right when I was walking down the stairs. I like.
When you were walking
that's-
down the
that's-
stairs?
Shit.
Yeah, like there's no.
Alright.
Yeah, she was behind me.
That's what
holding
she
the
had.
flashlight.
Big weird like.
That was
showed
like
her
the same
picture, yeah,
scratch
picture.
as
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
They're
Wow.
ready for bed, man. They're like. Get the fuck out.
They really are.
As far as the serial killer, items and things like that go, when I was younger, I wanted to go into law enforcement. I wanted to be this badass detective, right, that would go out and catch all these, monsters. My life didn't turn out that way. I ended up owning a haunted tattoo studio. And, I took my love for true crime. It's been with me my entire life. Yeah, there's some Gacy on my walls. It doesn't mean I'm a monster or I'm a budding serial killer. I'm just someone who really likes dark history.
The
I really
history.
like the macabre.
When this was happening, like this portion of the remodel was happening, all of this stuff wasn't here. It's only because of the last about 3 years or so that Sophie's been able to collect a large majority of these items, including the serial killer items from Eric.
We house them and we give them a safe place to be. We do lay down rules. They cannot break anything. They cannot harm anybody.
Do you just speak to them and then
Yeah, we
if they
speak to them
don't
because, a lot of them were human spirit. And a lot of people say, why don't you cross them over or free them? That's not my choice why would I do that? If they don't want to go, they don't have to go. And maybe as a human, they're afraid too to know what's out there. Maybe it ends. Maybe it's just blackness. And a lot of them like being with the living anyway. They love the interaction. I mean, when the customers come in here, they have a blast because people are always talking to them. And we care for them. And we have fun with them. Some of them are hilarious.
There's something up with this building because I was here when there wasn't any of this. I've been here, been with Soph over the years. Although she didn't mean to buy like a haunted location, right? She has found a way to provide spirits a safe haven, which I think is really awesome. To be able to obtain these haunted objects and give them a space where they are free to exist and do what they please with whatever energy lasts in them, right? Because it can't be created or destroyed, it has to go somewhere. The energy that we have can be manifested in a good or bad way. And whatever was here when it was vacant before that, I don't really care. That's separate from this. And remember that because in certain areas of this house, you're not gonna feel welcome. And there's a reason for that. And I can't really explain it, but I don't know, you guys get it. Intuition, when people are watching you and you don't know where they are, or the hairs stand up on the back of your neck because you feel like something moved in the corner of your eye. It can be unnerving. So I wish you guys the best of luck, though. I hope you have good experiences.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.